Hi everyone, this is Attorney Lillian and I am here today with your Tuesday tip. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about the top 3, okay? Top 3 things that you really, need to have for you to be successful in your green card application. Okay? It doesn't matter if your green card is through marriage. It doesn't matter if it's through your child. It does not matter if it's through the Liberian Green Card Act. All these 3 things apply no matter what type of situation you have. Okay? So let's get started. The first thing you need to know before you file anything, okay? If you really want to be successful, the first thing before you file any application is you need to know your immigration history. This is something that a lot of people don't know or understand what I mean by this. If you do not know your own immigration history, your case is going to suffer. And this is just point blank. There's no, sometimes people want to argue with me about, oh, well, immigration's not going to find out about that. Or, oh, well, it was a long time ago. I came here, 20 years ago. That happened 30 years ago. Immigration wouldn't know. Well, let me tell you something. Immigration knows. Okay? And it's one of those things that I really wish people knew. And that's why I do these lives, because I want you to know what's going on, how it's going to affect you, and how your whole immigration history is looked at by USCIS or the consulate if you're applying outside of the US. So basically, everyone that has went through the US immigration system, whether you came here on a lottery visa, whether you came here through a filing from your spouse, employer, whatever it may be, has one immigration file. It's called an A file, and everything goes in there. If you filed for an I-130 30 years ago, a copy of it is in your file. Whatever it is that you filed, it's in your file. If you went and filed for a visitor visa in your home country, and then once you get here, you want to file for a green card, just know whatever you put in your filing when you are filing for the visitor visa, US immigration has access to that. They know the information, and they're going to use it to compare what you're telling them now to what you told them then. So that's why this is the number one thing you need to do to be successful, is know your immigration history. Okay? As always, welcome. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. If you are watching this on the replay, as always, again, put your questions in the comments. I do go back and respond to your comments. And sometimes I even do a whole video responding to your comments. So, as always, I am here to answer your questions. I am not able to give you individual legal advice. If you want individual legal advice, please feel free to reach out. My information will be in the details for this video, and you can reach out and we can set up a consultation where I can actually look at your particular case and give you legal advice. Here, I'm giving you general information that applies to most people that are applying for a green card or that are looking to immigrate to the US. Okay, so know your immigration history. I just want to go into a little more detail about this particular topic, because it happens guys, It happens all the time where I go to an interview and a client didn't tell me something, right? If you have filed, again, I'm going to keep repeating myself. If you have filed a B2 visa, which is the visitor visa, which is usually done in your home country, if you have filed that, and sometimes people file multiple in the 90s, right? In the 90s, people used to file multiple. They might change their name or change their date of birth, or there's so many things that happened in immigration in the 90s that's catching up to people now. Okay, so you really need to know when you filed for your visa to come to the US, or even if you're not in the US, okay? Even if you are not in the US, if you're outside of the US applying for a visa, just know that any previous applications that you have filed is there. They have access to it. It's not destroyed. You have to know your immigration history. Okay? So the second thing, after you know your immigration history and you have figured out, okay, I have nothing negative in my immigration history that could affect my case, right? Because that's why you want to know your immigration history, because you want to know if there's anything in there that could potentially affect your case. And if you're not sure, you need to find out, right? What I typically do for clients that don't remember, if they filed something in the past in the US and they don't remember what exactly they filed, or what the result of that is. Most people know, okay, my application was denied, but I don't really remember what I applied for. That's when we do a FOIA request. That's a Freedom of Information Act request to USCIS, to basically all the agencies involved in immigration, because you really want to know what's in your A file, what does Border Patrol have on you. You want to know all those information before you even file. Okay, so that's how you could get that information if you don't have it. If you don't have a copy of what you filed, that's a way for you to get a copy of it. It's harder to get the applications for the B2 visas that are done outside of the US, but it's not impossible, okay? Now, once you get it and you're looking at it, if there's things in there that weren't accurate, right? If you said that, because this is something that happens a lot, is people will tell you that when you're applying for a visiting visa, a student visa, all these temporary visas, that you should include children, spouses that you don't even have, because it will make your application stronger. As true as that may be, that if you have children that you're leaving in your home country, or if you have a spouse that you're leaving in your home country to come to the US temporarily, there might be an assumption that you have a reason to go back home. However, once you get here and you decide to stay and you want to apply for a green card, that's going to be a problem. If you are applying for a green card through marriage, but you already said that you were married and you didn't get a divorce, it becomes an issue, because now USCIS is going to question whether, one, were you actually married? Because if you were not actually married, that means you lied to them, and now you'll need a waiver. Two, if you were married, why didn't you get a divorce before you married your current spouse? Because now it's polygamy is an issue. So either way, knowing what's in your immigration file will save you a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of energy. Okay, so that's why that's the first step for every single client, is knowing what's in your immigration history. So that is your tip for today. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. And if you like this video, go ahead and share it. If you know someone who needs to hear this Go ahead and share the video with them. If you like what I'm talking about, like the video. And if you're watching in a place that you can subscribe and you do not want to miss any of my uploads, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And I am Lilian Chukura. I am the lawyer and owner of Lillylegal, where we help our clients get status for themselves and for their family using the U.S. immigration law system. Thank you. Bye.